minute, and we're pleased to welcome Harsh Roongta, investment advisor and founder of harshroongta.com. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us on NDTV Profit. I must apologize for the delay in our conversation. It's a day when the cabinet has actually kept us on our toes with a whole host of announcements that are due to be clarified in a short while from now. But I want to focus on a Monday notification that relates to premature withdrawal of Public Provident Fund. In simple terms, sir, with this notification, when it comes to Public Provident Fund, which, you know, a large chunk of Indians have in their portfolio, what's the change?
I think what they have provided is one additional withdrawal mode. In fact, you can actually withdraw the entire amount provided 5 years are over. It needs to be withdrawn with a specific need, either the higher education need of the account holder or the children of the account holder, or for the what shall you say, the treatment of the account holder or close relatives of the account holder. So if these two needs are there, then it can be prematurely withdrawn, complete amount, the account can be closed, but with a penalty, I think with a 1% penalty across the years. So whatever you might have got as interest, they will deduct 1%. Whatever the figure comes, that much will be deducted and you will be paid the balance. So I think it's a good move, allowing people to close the account early if there is a urgent need on account of higher education or on account of urgent medical expenditure.
Okay. I mean, you know, on the face of it, sir, it seems completely logical because, you know, these are two needs that often arise, and PPF tends to be, you know, a common kitty that most people have. How would you sort of rate this premature withdrawal notification? Absolutely warranted? Not bad? I mean, just on a rating meter, where does this fit in? Because you're constantly interacting with people who come to you, ask for their investment advice. How, you know, contextualize this move.
So clearly, I think it is excellent. There is just, I would add a cautionary note. You know, Public Provident Fund, as you know, is actually run by either the post office or certain banks like State Bank, or even now private sector. I think ICICI Bank is running it. Some other banks are running these schemes. It's a government scheme that is running for that is being run by the banks. There is procedurally it's quite complicated, and I think clearly the scheme has not been designed for an era when things could happen online, and I am afraid that this withdrawal, very well intentioned, will only add one more layer of procedure. So how do you prove that the medical need is meant for the people who are authorized to have that medical need under the scheme, or the higher education need? It lays down certain conditions that the admission should have been done, the fees, there needs to be a fee payment proof, etc. I think it needs to be made procedurally simple. After all, it is the depositor's own money that is going back to him. It needs to be made procedurally simple. There needs to be fixed turnaround times. There need not be overt checking of any of these things. I think those are some of the things that we will know as it unfolds. It's very difficult to say how it will unfold. So I think no problems with, I think the move, the amendment is excellent. How it is actually actioned on the ground will determine whether it is able to serve the purpose for which it was put out in the first place.
Particularly in the context, Mr. Roongta, of treatment, because, you know, there needs to be a fixed turnaround time if that withdrawal has to be meaningful, if it's being deployed, you know, in the second case for medical treatment, for example. So, you know, I'm going to use this opportunity to really take stock of the tax provisions around PPF with this introduction of this amendment. Net, when you talk to people who come to you for investment advice, where are you slotting Public Provident Fund in the array of options?
So I think public provident fund clearly is a part of the debt option. To the extent anybody's investments requires a fixed income option, I think PPF is an excellent option. To the extent you need a tax break for making the investment, it provides that. In even otherwise, the return from PPF, because it is tax free, again it's a good investment option. So as a part of the client's fixed income needs, as a part of his debt portfolio, I think public provident fund is an excellent selection. And long term, obviously, because there are lock-ins around PPF. So to the extent that a client requires long term debt allocation, public provident fund is an excellent option.
So it continues to be an excellent option, and with this amendment, flexibility that investors often need has been provided. As Mr. Roongta mentioned, it's very important to ensure that procedurally, administratively, it is easy to exercise this option of premature withdrawal. Harsh Roongta, thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit today.
Thank you.
Thank you.